you mention 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 businesses that have left, there's a dangerous blind spot. Let's take a business like Nampak that have left, or let's pick a multinational leaving your environment. You probably will. Your blind spot is that there are many other businesses in that value chain that are supplying that business's input. So those businesses that will have left, you run the risk of every other business along that value chain that are supplying inputs to those businesses, you run the risk of also losing them. So when you count 10,000 employees from Nampak leaving or XYZ company leaving, the blind spot is that the other companies that are not in the forefront, that are supplying inputs to this particular organization, they also run the risk of shutting down.
True.
So we look at the front line, that look at 5 companies have left, and 5 might just be a reasonable number to you, or to those in government, but it's a crisis for us in the private sector. It's crisis for the unemployment rate. It's crisis for issue of insecurity. Because if those guys should leave, 10,000 young persons losing their jobs, then where are they going? So it's a multifaceted challenge that government must take a critical look at. Beyond the ones that have been identified, what happens to the whole value chain of that industry?
More news. Africa's global bank, United Bank for Africa, PLC, UBA, has joined the elite group of companies with market capitalization of over 1 trillion naira, as its share price value hits 29 naira 90 kobo per share, a 250% price appreciation from 7 naira 60 kobo in January 2023. At the close of trading earlier today, the bank's market cap hit 1.02 trillion naira, and making it the most capitalized financial institution. Third, we have 2 earlier, so UBA makes third, a remarkable feat from its 280 billion naira at the beginning of 2023. UBA's mark is coming as the highest share of the bank, which underscores the trajectory of the bank. According to the chairman of UBA Group, Mr. Tony Elumelu, the bank's remarkable journey in 2023, which ended with the shares being acclaimed as the highest performing stocks within the bank sector, reveals its commitment to delivering unparalleled value to shareholders and stakeholders. Like on his part, UBA's Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Olivia Alauba, while expressing delight at the bank's performance, said the bank has continued to set benchmarks in the banking sector, reinforcing its global position and as Africa's global bank of choice. Experts say geopolitical tensions heightened in the Middle East conflict have increasingly been a driver of trade policies and threats to global financial stability. Portfolio manager with AfriInvest West Africa, Mr. Babajide Atolagbe, was also on Business Nigeria earlier today, highlighted the effect of this on trade and economic growth.
The global economy, the financial markets, and global trade doesn't gain so much traction when we have geopolitical tension across the world, right? And the Russia-Ukraine crisis is a good testament. You see that in 2022, when the war broke out, we saw like a domino effect, negative effect across different sectors of the economy. For some, they were positive, but generally it was negative. Even the financial markets saw, a drastic decline following the outbreak of the war. And in terms of how it affects the economy, we saw that the impact on oil prices skyrocketed and contributed to an economy that was already grappling with structural challenges from COVID-19, and that pushed inflation into the double-digit territory in most economies. And for example, you saw the inflation went from as low as 2% to 9.1% in 2022, following the outbreak of the war. So when we have tensions like this, it's not good for financial markets. It's not good for the economy, because it brings a lot of uncertainty, and it puts a lot of investment decisions on hold in many corners of the world.
Another trading week begins at the stock market, where investors' interest in high-yielding securities continue to push trades to higher levels. We'll join Effiong Ekop for detailed reports on markets.
The stock market has continued with its towering status and performance as investors maintain steady run for high-yielding stocks. Since the start of the new year, the market has attracted more funds and huge attention as investors build up portfolios against the annual dividends of quoted companies. The index ticked upward at 0.83%, signifying gains on investment. FCMB made the biggest gain, which almost hits a percentage point on the back of strategic bidding for its shares. Others with outstanding gains were Access Holding, CNI Leasing, Abe Building Society, and Elalex. The downward traders with losses were Beja Paint, Chip PLC, Cadbury, Custodian Insurance, and Keveton Aviation. The bullish run in the market is expected to go through the entire month of January. Ifyang Ekop, TVC News, Lagos.
Well, wrapping up the news, crude oil prices fell to Saudi Arabia's due to Saudi Arabia's price quotes and increased OPEC output as geopolitical tensions in the Middle East is raising concerns but has limited downside. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude sells for $73.22 with a downward price margin of 0.80%. Brent also experienced a decline of 0.74%, sell at $78.18. Bonny Light recorded an uptick of 3.11%, sell at $79.78 for the OPEC basket. Crude dealers are offering $78.80 with an upward price review of 2.52%. That's business news now.